Good. So, go Sonny.
Now Tom's mentoring me because I have no idea how to get apps downloaded. So, I mean, I can download apps, but it's a different thing. All right. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background, and the reason for that is so I can give you a little bit of context for why I'm excited about wearables, and where I think thinking needs to go in terms of making great wearable products. And then I'll show a couple videos, and you want to see the shine. Has anyone seen the video of it? Or? Okay. But then I'll show you a quick video, and then you can hold it if you want. All right. Let's see if this will come on. Okay, so just 2 minutes to go through a few pictures. So I was so Misfit Wearables is my third company. I was at Agrimatrix, another company I started about 12 years ago with my college room, actually high school friend. And then I left about a year and a half ago, and just so people wouldn't freak out, I sent out a bunch of pictures that I compiled over the 10 years, saying, hey, this has been really good. You know, there's a lot of more good things to come. We started out of our apartment, 1 bedroom. There's Main Street 12 years ago, all this stuff free from MIT. We came up with a way to make glucose monitoring twice as accurate with better math. No one believed us, so we prototyped it. Here it is, our post-seed financing t-shirt party. Basement that has been the home for all 3 of my startups. People tell us it's really stupid, you can't make money making glucose meters more expensive, or more accurate, because people give away glucose meters. It's the strips, silly. So we pivoted and made strips. And no one told us that making strips. So we got funding. Post-funding, fortunately, we found out that making strips is really hard. So we ended up pivoting and buying strips from another company overseas that were not accurate enough, but with our system was accurate enough. So we got FDA clearance on that. Buying strips, put it in our meters, our expensive meters, not really, a little bit more expensive, and then selling it. Shipped it in March 2006, bright sunny day in good old New Hampshire. Made our third mistake, which is trying to build our own consumer brand. Really stupid. Anyone wants to do that as a startup. So we did private label, and that worked really great. So word got out about us. Strip capacity went through the roof. Went back to Asia, built another factory with some government funding help and our partners. And then these guys came along, this wondrous device that you can run little programs on. We also made a diabetes app, which was like infinitely less successful than Tom's. But we did have a piece of hardware that worked with it. You plug it into the iPhone, and you can make the iPhone into a glucose meter, basically. We launched it with Sanofi, a great partner, back in 2010. And I think, so it was a huge launch. There was more money spent at the launch than we spent for the first 4.5 years of our existence. In 3 days, it was awesome. Like, it wasn't our money because we didn't have that kind of cash. So looking back in over 10 years, it's been a lot of fun. Learned a ton, sold over 1 billion strips, 3 million glucose meters, and very few apps downloaded. And so we were trying to work with Tom at one point, try to get his app to work with our glucose meters. And won a bunch of design awards and whatnot, but we got some great comments from folks that we had a chance to demo to. So that was Agrimatrix, 10 years. And let me just show you the quick video in case people have not seen the actual product. All right. Sorry to go through this fast, but I don't want to bore you with old war stories. Here we go. Play. Here we go. So glucose meter. So we made a traditional blood glucose meter for Sanofi, and in case you haven't seen one, stick a strip in. That's where you make all the money. That's what's made overseas, not by us. And you prick your finger, put it in, and it kind of sucks it into this little chamber. Thing zaps it. Electrochemistry, right? Get your reading. So that's glucose meters. So 3 million of those. Sold. Usually these are given away at a discount. Then we made this app. the one that's not downloading much. You plug in this wire, and technically this is the world's first hardware medical device that works with the iPhone. Not that sexy because of the cable. There's actually firmware and circuits in there. Then we made this, we call it the nugget internally because it was the size of a chicken nugget, which shouldn't be easy, right? You stick it in, you put in a strip, all that authentication happens just like that, just one tap. Stick in a strip, prick your finger, and it tells you what to do. We had a white male finger, very politically correct, but we actually were going to make this customizable, but we couldn't get that clear at FDA, you know. So there you go. World's first second hardware medical device with the portable iPhone. Now, if you have diabetes, you can't make a phone call because you're out of batteries. It's kind of a problem. But if you can't test your blood glucose, real problem. So we actually made it so you can test without the iPhone. There's an independent battery and power supply, memory, and all that. 100 results, enough power for 100 results. And so you can see, real quick test there. And then when you're done, and usually everyone, plugs in their iPhone every day. So, you don't need to wait 100 tests before you synchronize, but you can, because a lot of people just carry this by itself. And it synchronizes all the HIPAA stuff, all handled in the background. So simplicity at its core. So now the reason why I wanted to share that with you was to give you context for why we got excited about wearables, and that was the industrial design, the graphics and all that was a lot of fun to do. And I think, makes for a great demo and whatnot. But what really was powerful, I think, was that it eliminated one device almost from people's lives. And with the case around the iPhone glucose combo, it really looks like one device. It just looks like a long iPhone. Looks like about as long as the iPhone 5 now, I guess. And and so now all people had to carry around were strips and a Lansing device and their iPhone, and they were good. That you could test right on your iPhone. And so it was like as if people had one fewer device in their lives. And one of my favorite pieces of feedback people gave us was, one person said, I feel a little less diabetic with this. And I was like, oh yeah, that's great. And so I was like, man, we need to do more of this. How do we remove technology from people's lives? How do we have less stuff? And so I looked at it around a bunch of places, and then I discovered this world of wearables, and I was like, okay, that's really cool. So I read everything about it. My lab at MIT was right by the media lab with all those guys with the goggles, and this was way before, 15 years before Google Glass, right? And I said, man, but I don't want to make stuff like that. That makes you look like Tron, right? And you don't want to look like Tron. You want to just have stuff done invisibly for you without carrying around all this stuff. And so enter Misfit, and so so I was like, you know what? I think I would, I really want to try to give this a go, and try our hand at doing wearables, and maybe we can do a better job there. And then as I looked at it, I thought, this space it's kind of a misnomer. A lot of this stuff it's called wearables, but it's not really all that wearable. So what can we do to make that better? So we went through a number of things, and ended up working on this one project which got funded. We were funded by some great folks in April last year, 2012, and it got us going. And so the vision was to build products that would be more invisible, that would be less intrusive in your life. And so one of the first products we came out with, and this wasn't actually on a roadmap, but we were watching the other pedometer companies, and we were like, man, they're selling pedometers for $100. That's pretty amazing. They're supposed to be $8, but somehow with redesign and add a Bluetooth chip, make an app, and you can charge $100 and people pay for it. Cash, non-reimbursed $100 payment. And I thought, is that only in San Francisco, or is that like a worldwide thing? And from what I understand, it is actually mostly San Francisco. But based on the recent report that Pew came out with, where they say most of the things are, right? It was, I forgot what the stat was, but it was 70% of people who track their health don't use a device. They use, yeah. So, anyways, so we came up with Shine, and this tiny little thing. Let me just tell you real quickly about it. There's an app. You can wear it in a bunch of places. This is what it looks like. And there's this little trick where it looks like you just put it on top of your phone to transfer, and it just transfers. So there you go. That's we had power, right? That was one of the issues. Try 4 months of battery life, okay? Instead of like 3 to 5 days and recharging. No, none of that crap. We don't. No recharging. And to transfer, you just put it on your phone, okay? And I'll show it to you afterwards if you'd like. It's about this big. It's gorgeous. It's all metal. So.
You have one on your head.
Yeah, I do. I have one right here. It functions as a watch.
It's like accessorizing.
Tap it. Yep. Oh, accessories. That was what we discovered. So it's about the size of a quarter. It weighs like 2 quarters. Here's the difference. It's people ask, well, how's it different from other pedometers? And we say, actually, it is exactly the same. Our technology is the same. It's MEMS technology, tracking steps, calories, distance. We'll be tracking the same thing, but. Plastic, metal. And that's the difference. It's elegant, and it's something that you could wear anywhere. Wear on your bra, you can wear bras, your pants, Okay, so we may not all look like this, but makes it aspirational. The app, it's really cool. You just set your goals, like what you want to be. You flip through there. And then you synchronize, and it sets the goals on this. So and when you tap it, a halo of lights light up to tell you how close you are to your daily activity goals. Then you get to see some insights. So it's this glanceable display that just tells you how well you're doing. That's it. And how well you're doing is relative to your goal. Stephanie's like in awesome shape, so she's probably level 7, whereas I'll be slumming it in level 4. But hey, we're both hitting our goals, and that's what we want to be at. Feature-wise, we're very competitive. Longer battery life, longer everything. But what my favorite is the materials. Plastic and rubber, plastic and metal parts. I mean, just think about what you're wearing right now. It's cotton, probably, maybe some cashmere, leather. Precious stones, precious metals. But you're not wearing plastic. And so we're trying to move over on this side of the equation. And the idea is to be able to wear it anywhere, whether you wear it on different parts of your body, really just about anywhere, not just your hip or your chest. Here's some pictures of it. But the best part really is you can wear it anywhere in terms of any location, any occasion. Wear it to your daughter's wedding just as easily as to your friend's birthday party. Some of the other products are actually inappropriate to wear in a formal setting. At least, well, maybe not in San Francisco, but the rest of the world. And so that's it. I'm going to show you a quick video, and it is waterproof. You can scuba dive with it. So it's really water resistant.
How much is it?
It's $100, same price as the other pedometers out there, so $100. And there's a whole bunch of accessories. So one of my favorite parts is the clip. I mean, we definitely over-engineered this, but because we felt the clipping experience was one of the worst things ever done. That just hasn't really been well done. If I can get the video running. Right. And we just recently did this crowdfunding thing to see if people would actually be interested in buying it. And it looks like they would. After about 8 weeks or so, we had about 10,000 units sold to 8,000 people in 64 countries. No marketing campaign, no PR firm, none of that. We can't afford any of that. We're a startup. So if I can maximize, there we go. And here's the clip. This is really cool because clipping is tough on, and that was hard. So we just really redesigned the experience. Wear it anywhere. So that's the Clip It Anywhere. And I have another video, but I'll skip it. It's just, you can watch it on YouTube. Just type in Misfit Wearables.
Maybe it's a bad.
Is it disposable or how does it?
It's not. So 4 to 6 months of battery life, and then so you just switch the batteries once or twice a year, and that's it. No charge. I mean, it comes with the box comes with no cables. You know how like there's all this wireless stuff, but the boxes come with that 1 or 2 wires, right? So none of that. No wires for information transfer. No wires for data syncing. No wires for charging.
So what?
That was hard. The charging part was really tough.
What are we seeing on this device?
So it's a halo. There's 12 dots,
Right.
and when you tap it, and if you get like say 6 dots, that means you're 50% to your daily activity goals. So if your activity goal,
It's just the amount of the pedometer. the amount
it's a
of-
pedometer. It is the same as all the other ones that are out there, and but because it's waterproof, you can swim with it, and then so it'll track that too.
And how is it transferring information to the phone?
You just tap it on the phone and it transfers. And but we haven't talked too much about how we actually do it, but it's a combination of traditional and non-traditional technologies. But because it's almost all metal, it gets a little tricky to transfer wirelessly.
Can you swallow it?
You can, but you shouldn't.
It's not
Alright.
result.
Anyway, should I be taking questions? I don't know.
No, that's it.
People are
Thank you
curious.
very much.
Okay.